Relating processes show a relationship between two ideas. They usually connect or link the subject of a sentence with additional information, which is why these types of processes are often called linking verbs. There are four types of relating processes. The main two types are being and attributing processes. Being processes show that something is being something, such as in the example, I am happy, or I am being happy. So the am tells us being. I am happy. Attributing processes, which are sometimes called having verbs, attribute or give a quality to something using words like have or had, such as she has red hair. She has the quality of red hair. She has red hair. The final two relating processes that are usually less important for narratives include causal processes that state something is caused by something else, like smoking causes cancer, and existing processes that state something just exists. Usually these type of processes come in the form of there is. The is the process, or there are. In that case, are is the process. There is a new girl at school. In other words, a new girl at school exists. A new girl exists at school. There is a new girl.
So let's start with being verbs. In the sentence, I am a cyborg, we have the subject, I, being the noun cyborg. So the verb in that instance is am. In the sentence, the spaceship's exhaust smells gross, we have the subject, the spaceship's exhaust, being the adjective gross. The verb in this instance is smells. You could replace the word smells with the word is, and this is a good way to test if it's a relating or action process. So we could say the spaceship's exhaust is gross, and that makes sense. Another way to think about being verbs is to view the being verb as an equal sign. So in this sentence, the spaceship's exhaust smells gross, the spaceship's exhaust equals gross. Okay, so that must be a linking verb. There are a small number of action verbs that can also be relating verbs, so you have to watch out for them. For example, in the sentence, I smell the spaceship's exhaust, the verb smells is an action verb. A final example of a being process is in the sentence, the boy is in the spaceship. In this case, the subject, the boy, is being in a particular place. Specifically, this sentence uses a prepositional phrase to tell us that he is in the spaceship. He is being in the spaceship. Okay, let's work out some being processes together. Our sentence is, Martin is an extraterrestrial creature. We can ask if Martin is doing something, or if Martin is sensing something, or if he is saying something. And if the answer is no, then we must be dealing with some type of relating verb. So, is Martin being something? Hopefully you just answered yes. Therefore, I'm hoping that you can tell that the subject of our sentence, Martin, is being linked to his description, an extraterrestrial creature. So what is the word linking the subject and the description? I hope you said is. You can double check that it's a linking verb by asking yourself if you can do this verb. Is an action verb? No, you can't do is. Martin isn't ising. You can also check if it's a being verb by asking, can you replace the verb is with an equal sign? Yes, in this case you can. Martin equals extraterrestrial creature. So this is a linking verb. The being verb, the linking verb, is the word is. Okay, let's work out another being process together. Our sentence is, the Star Wars films are the best science fiction films of all time. You should start by trying to work out what type of process is being used here. Hopefully you can tell that the subject of the sentence is being linked to the description, that the Star Wars films are being linked to the best sci-fi films of all time. So ask yourself, what is the word that is linking the subject and the description? Hopefully you said are. So is this an action verb? We do this just to double check. Is this an action verb? No, you can't do are. The films aren't are-ing. Can you replace that verb are with the equal sign? Yes, you can. The Star Wars films equal the best science fiction film of all time, or science fiction films of all time. Therefore, the being verb is the word are. Attributing verbs are quite simple to work out usually. Attributing verbs, remember, give a quality to something by using the word have or has or had. That's all you need to know. If you've got the words has or have or had, then you've probably got an attributing verb. So in this example, I have 2 friends on the mission. Have is telling us I has the quality of having 2 friends. She has 2 friends on the mission. Has is giving she the quality of having 2 friends. Notice that they're not being verbs. She equals 2 friends? No, doesn't work. So all you need to remember is have and has and had. If you've got one of those, you've got a having verb or an attributing verb. You're not likely to use too many causal verbs in your short story, but it's good to know about them now so that if we ever run across them, you'll be right. So causal verbs, or causal processes, explain that something is caused by something else. So in this instance, cause is not an action or a thing. Instead, it shows a relationship between those two things. Hence, causal verbs are relating processes. So the examples we've got here, a poor attitude results in poor results. You could change results in to the word cause and it would make sense. A poor attitude causes poor results. And so therefore you can see that one thing causes another thing. A poor attitude equals poor results. It sort of seems right, but a poor attitude isn't poor results. They're different things. One thing causes the other, so it's a causal verb. The second example, bad dental hygiene causes decay. Again, you can see one thing creates the other thing. If you can change the word to cause or causes, or if the word is cause or causes, then you're looking at a causal verb. It's as simple as that. The final type of process are the existing verbs. Existing processes tell us that something exists. They are very easy to identify because normally they simply use the words there is, there are, or there was. So all you need to do is memorize those phrases. In this first example, we have there is a new Star Wars movie. The verb in that sentence is the word is, but we've got there is, so we know it exists. There exists a new Star Wars movie. There are 7 Star Wars movies. Again, the verb is are because are tells us exists. There exists 7 Star Wars movies. So just go ahead and memorize there is, there are, there was, and then just take the last word, is, are, and was, existing verbs. In your workbooks, there is an activity that will allow you to test your knowledge. You'll see a group of sentences, and you're asked to circle the relating verb and draw a line between the subject and the extra information that is being presented. In the second column, you're asked to write down what type of relating verb. Is it a being, an attributing, a causal, or an existing verb? We will discuss this in class. Good luck.